I would like to apologize to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I was not familiar with your game. I just finished watching all of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and this is easily one of the best adaptations of this character, period. And the finale is a religious experience. It's so good. Firstly, side characters in this show are amazing. Lonnie slowly becoming Tombstone and his whole arc is just amazing writing. It showcases how great this show is at making me care about these characters, not just the main character, but everyone else. And tied to Lonnie's story is of course Pearl, and the dynamic between them throughout this show, it's honestly heartbreaking to see. My second favorite relationship is Nico and Peter. These two have great chemistry. I honestly never thought Nico Monroe would actually be a great, just best friend to Peter, but apparently it's good. And how she slowly becomes a very closed off person and slowly opens up to people towards the end of the show is honestly great to see. And the mystery surrounding her character, interesting. Next, we have Harry Osborn, who's a social media influencer in this adaptation. I like how he goes from a very brash, outspoken type of person to all of a sudden really committing to his relationships and being there for his friends. We also have an extensive rogues gallery for this season. The Scorpion was brutal, and seeing Doc Ock as this almost playful kind of character is actually really fun to see. It's a bit refreshing from all the other takes we've had recently of him. Can't wait to see all of these characters back. Obviously, these guys are going to have a more prominent role in the next couple seasons, and I can't wait to see their interactions with Spider-Man going forward. The Daredevil fan service was here, and I loved every second. That fight was everything, and it also showcased how Daredevil's just a better fighter. Which makes sense because Peter isn't really a great fighter, and he's only been doing this for a couple months, whereas Matt's had all this training. We also have a lot of other Marvel cameos. Obviously, we got Doctor Strange, we have a couple of other superheroes as well. Now, the whole premise of this show is that it takes place in an alternate timeline or an alternate universe where all these other events in the MCU are also actually happening. We've got Civil War still happening. We have the Sokovia Accords, and I like how that plays an impact in the show. It somehow still affects Spider-Man, which makes me wonder what's happening with Infinity War and Endgame in this universe. Is Thanos coming? I don't know how that's going to be handled, if that's even going to be tackled. And finally, Norman Osborn. Honestly, this is what I needed in the MCU, man. I think this solidifies easily that even though the Iron Man and Spider-Man relationship in the movies was good, Norman Osborn should have been the mentor all along, and this is just such a great dynamic, and it causes so much conflict, and the dynamic between Peter and Norman and them going back and forth. We even get some interesting exchanges between them where they have an interesting twist on the Spider-Man mantra and everything. With great power comes great respect. Honestly, this is just it's such great writing, and it's smart writing as well. I cannot wait to see this continue into season 2 and even season 3. They greenlit season 3. That's how confident they are. And without getting into spoilers for the finale, how they tackle Spider-Man and in a way his origin, I thought was just brilliant. How they reframe this origin specifically and how it ties to themes of destiny and fate and what it means to be a superhero or what it means to be a good person in a world like this. It's honestly brilliant. It hammers home the fact that Spider-Man is just a kid and Spider-Man can be anyone, just like how Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse get that same idea across with Miles Morales. I love this show. I cannot wait for season 2 and season 3. Like I said, I give this a 9.5 out of 10. What did you guys think of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?